the Frames Per Second podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Frames Per Second podcast. My name is Mike. I'm your host for the evening. Next to me, I have Rod.
What up?
Next to me, I have Spike.
What up, though?
Next to Spike, I have Ken.
Hola.
And we are here to talk about 28 years later. This is the third in the franchise. We recently did a revisit review of 28 weeks later. So make sure you go check that out to see what we thought of that. But yeah, we're here to talk about the new one. So I am going to go around the room. I am going to start with Spike. Spike, what did you think of 28 inches later? Pause. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. 28 balls later. What did you think?
28 years later.
Yes.
I thought the concept was probably one of the most, going into it, I thought that one would be the most interesting concepts because it would let us see the evolution of like how the world reacted to this virus, what the zombies had turned into, and maybe gave us some more like in-depth information about like everything as far as what that happens in this world. Mm-hmm. But that did not happen. This story was almost pathetic as far as just like the storytelling aspect of it. There were some cool things in it. It started off okay, but then it just went downhill from there. So I definitely was disappointed in what it was.
You agree with that, Ken?
The answer I gave my wife when she asked me, how was the movie? I was like, my first reply was, it was good, and then it wasn't.
Yep.
Okay. You agree with that,
I've been
Rod?
thinking about it since then. Sorry.
My bad. I thought you were done.
I was. But
Rod, what did you think of this movie?
I'm kind of torn on it. I get what they're saying though. Like it definitely was interesting. It definitely like kept my attention in different. I wanted to know what was going to happen in different moments, but I feel like it's kind of lost its way at some point, and I'm like, damn, this could have been better. But I don't think it's bad though. I definitely think it could have been better. I don't think it's bad though.
Y'all know exactly what point it was.
I don't actually.
You don't?
I know what point for me, but I don't know what point for you.
When he looked at his mom and thought it was going to be a good idea to take her to that doctor.
Oh, that's not when it lost it for me.
Really? Was it before or after that?
Way after, but
okay.
we'll get to that.
Gotcha.
I am incredibly middle of the road with this film. I am leaning more towards I don't like it. And that is because it left. Say what? No, that didn't bother me. 'Cause I think that we'll talk about that. But no, that didn't bother me.
I'm just fucking.
I'm sure Spike was upset, but no, it was just all that. Yeah, I did not sign up. It's a porno. I didn't sign up for this. But no, it was. I think that with movies, what it leaves me on is what I might end up thinking of the entire film. And I think it left me on a note of this is some bullshit.
It was.
And also, I'm sure y'all know this by now, but I did not know this until yesterday, but this is the beginning of another trilogy.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. I thought the movie was just over. And I was like, fuck this movie. Fuck Danny Boyle. I was hot.
I didn't know
I was unbelievably hot.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be another trilogy, but I knew it was going to be a follow-up to this.
Yeah.
They set it up. I saw it somewhere that this was going to be a setup for another film.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that. I tried to avoid everything with this movie because I just wanted to go see it because I was so excited. And when it ended, I grabbed my shit all aggressively. I was fucking pissed.
Only reason I saw it is because I had to do like one of those recap joints because I was trying to remember both movies because it's been a while. I don't think I ever actually saw the second one. So I saw the first one obviously, but I don't think I saw 28 weeks later. So when I did the recap, I was able to follow along well enough to be able to prepare for this one or whatever. So yeah, I pretty much got the gist of it, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm good.
You got the jizz of it. What'd you say?
Gist.
Oh, gist. Got
Didn't
it.
play into it at all, though.
It didn't, and that was I was glad I didn't spend the extra time to watch it this weekend.
Well, they I think the filmmakers came out because they didn't really have a lot to do with the second one. Well,
yeah.
So
I wasn't. Yeah,
I think they kind of just not necessarily retconned it, but they sort of just kind of ignored that it happened.
See, I didn't, and I remember you saying something like that, which didn't give me any desire to watch it.
Yeah.
Because I remember you saying that, and I was like, I'll just watch a recap of it before I watch this one.
It's still a good movie. 28 weeks. It's still a good movie. But so with this one, it starts off in 2002 in the Scottish Highlands. A family is attacked by the infected, and the son Jimmy escapes to his father's church to find out that his father has some very odd beliefs about what's happening. I'm gonna start with you, Ross, since you're the churchgoer here. What do you think of that? That whole scene.
I thought it was crazy that they came in and killed them kids. I was like, okay, wow, they this is where they started. They butchering kids. Okay, cool. So that part was good. And yeah, that's really like them coming in and serving my children. He says my children, come or something like that. Like, I don't know, that whole part was okay, but I did like that how they started the movie off. Like they hearing the sounds, they watch the Teletubbies and shit. So that marks the time that it is. So yeah, I did like all of that, but yeah, that's kind of where I ended it.
All right, what about you, Spike?
Yeah, nice starting point. Like this movie did a really good job of being creepy, and I thought this was just like leading into the creepiness of it. Also making you question, like he seemed like he wanted to get ate by the zombies, like it was in his belief system, like he thought that this was maybe the revelation or something.
Yeah, he thinks the entire thing is divine intervention.
Got it. Okay. What'd you see? Was they say that? Or?
Yeah.
Okay,
When he's you have to get the
Context.
closed captioning thing.
Got it. Oh,
because they were
okay.
saying a lot of shit where it's like those accents. I was like, bro,
I missed a lot of that when they were talking in the accents. But yeah, I thought that they were setting up and starting to be a good movie just with the pacing that they have and showing them, running through that. So that's what I thought.
Yeah, I love the opening. I thought it was dope. I thought that we were being set up for something really good. The idea of first one with Rod when they kill the kids, I was like, all right, there we go. That's what I like to see. Like the sense of realism happening in these movies where all the kids are essentially always spared. It's like, nah, kill them. I wanted to see some of the zombie kids. That would have been dope. But, I guess maybe they didn't want to push it too far. But the idea of the reverend or the priest, like embracing this and looking upon this like, and almost like you can see him like not completely being like zombified. Like he seemed like he had some conscious thought in what he was doing when he was running out. So he jumped up, he was like, my children, and then he kind of ran off and they all kind of followed behind him. Maybe that was kind of maybe the beginning of what eventually became alphas later on as they kind of 28 years later,
Good point.
evolved. But yeah, him like, nah, this is it. This is dope. Let's kind of embrace this. But yet he spared his child or whatever. But nevertheless, I love the opening. I thought we were going somewhere with it.
It's a good point. I didn't think about that.
I like the way it opened as well. I think I might slightly disagree with you about the alpha part, but we'll get to that later.
Okay.
But I think that when they started following him, I think that's the way in which before people start jumping on us, they're not zombies. They're going to start fucking being pedantic little assholes. But these aren't technically zombies because they're not dead.
They're infected.
So it's like, shut up, dude. Not you, but anyways.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like, who cares, dude? I've seen people doing that on like Twitter, and it's like, fucking loser, grow up. Who cares? But at any rate, I think that they do kind of follow that same logic that we've seen in zombie films, especially with stuff like Walking Dead, where it's like if one zombie just starts bugging out going this way, they follow them because they think, oh, that motherfucker knows where the food or some shit's at. But I agree with y'all. I really liked the scene with the church and with the kids. I thought that was a great way to start. Bust in there, fuck up some kids, you know what I'm saying? And Jimmy being the only one that makes it out and running straight to the church. I'm not sure if that's the same church we see in 28 Days Later, but I still thought it was cool that he goes into a church and the priest is like, oh yeah, I know what's happening. This is divine intervention. This is what has been prophesized. I'm cool with it, but you should go hide. The only part that really irked me is when Jimmy is hiding and the infected are running. And then Jimmy goes, Father, why have you forsaken me? I was just like, dude, why? Which, if anybody doesn't know, that is what Jesus said when he was on the cross. It's fucking corny. And you're starting it off being corny. And it's just like, why? A kid doesn't say that. No kid says, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" It's corny.
Maybe a preacher's kid.
Nah, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" He'd be like, "Daddy, what the fuck?" Or "Dad," not
That's
the
what I'm saying.
fuck,
Maybe
but
a
like,
preacher's kid.
I can't see a preacher's kid saying, "Father, why have you forsaken me?"
I could.
No one talks like that, even especially a kid. A kid's not gonna talk like that.
That's what I'm saying. Unless his dad is like
A
that.
kid of a preacher is not going to talk like that. "Father, why have you forsaken me?"
Don't they? Can't they?
You may know the
sense when
stories.
people around.
Can't they what?
Sense when people around. I thought.
Not really. So zombies can, because zombies can apparently smell you and all that.
Okay, so-
I don't know
Ah,
that
got it.
these
So that's
can
why
do
these
that.
can't do it.
But at any rate, I found it corny. Y'all think it's cool. No problem. We'll move on to the next
all
thing.
that. Just saying,
Yeah,
I
you said
see
it was
how it's
dope.
possible.
You said it was dope. Then we fast forward 28 years later, and we're now in a thriving community called Linda's Farm. And this is where we meet Spike, his dad Jamie, and their mom Isla, who is sick. So, Spike, what'd you think of the family?
I thought this was gonna be cool, man. I thought they were setting up like the little world. I thought they were gonna build a world out, tell us more about the island and maybe some attacks that may have happened as far as everything. But I was interested in like what was going on with the mom. I also could see that the dad was pretty seasoned. I didn't know if was that the little boy. It wasn't the little boy.
Was who the little boy?
That was in the church.
No, that wasn't a little
Spike.
boy.
To my Spike, no, it wasn't.
No,
I'm
this
saying
is
with
28
Spike's
years.
dad.
No.
No,
Okay, got
no,
it.
that wasn't.
Got it.
Yeah,
It wasn't the dude from the church. Okay, got it. But yeah, I thought I was still highly intrigued at this point.
To your point, I thought it was at first until
Yeah.
I realized it wasn't. So I was like, okay, what is happening? So it's like they totally abandoned the first story, and I was just like, okay. So I had to settle into that.
See, Mike.
You know.
See you over there laughing.
No, I was laughing at Ken, dog. It wasn't even about you.
About me?
No, y'all are so paranoid. You know if I'm a clown, y'all gonna be loud about it. I want everybody to see.
So yeah, they abandoned that idea, so I had to settle into this. But what I did notice is like, okay, the cast. I thought the cast was interesting. I was like, okay, these are some pretty known names right now in Hollywood. So I thought that was interesting.
they are.
Yeah,
That's Buddy from Craven the Hunter. Apparently,
Oh.
he's like, people love him. I don't know
where
who
I
the
knew
woman
him
is.
from.
she's from that hit show. What is it called?
don't know.
Shit.
I remember him, but I looked up the rest and I didn't really recognize any of the other
I
one.
thought the kid looked familiar.
Nah,
Stuff
this
that
is
they went
first
through.
role.
This
His first role.
So that's why I'm asking. I thought it brought just stuff I ain't watched.
Nah, the kid. I'm pretty sure this is. If it's not his first role, it's his very close to his first role. Only person I knew was
was
Ray
good.
Fiennes, who comes in later.
Her name is Jodie Comer, and she's called Killing Eve. That's what she's.
Oh,
She
okay.
started
okay.
Killing
I've
Eve.
heard of that show. I haven't watched it though.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. It started off pretty good. It kind of fell off a little bit, but nah, Killing Eve, she's really good in it or whatever. So I was like, oh wow, she's in this. Like, yeah.
Well, yeah, I was fine with the family. I had to look up Linda's Farm, and
So it is a real place.
It's a real place.
Okay.
It's a real place. It is an island. It also has a causeway just like that, and it means Holy Island. And this is what I found online that was actually interesting. It used to have a really nice monastery until there was a Viking invasion, and the Vikings destroyed the Catholic Church. So later on, when we see Eric and he's talking about like, oh, maybe if I get bit, I can just become a Viking. That's what he's referencing. So I thought that was actually interesting. But Rod, what'd you think of the coming of age ritual if they gotta take the kids out to the mainland to hunt?
Yeah, I thought that was fine. Yeah, I thought that was fine. Just kind of, making. I mean, because you don't want the new generation to not have that knowledge and not have that experience out there. So it makes sense for them to just not stay safe inside their village the whole time, and then kind of train up the upcoming kids or whatever. So yeah, I thought that was actually kind of smart to be able to take them out and have them experience it or whatever. It's stupid and smart at the same time, but mostly smart in my opinion.
I didn't think that. I thought that was the father doing that on his own. I didn't know that was like part of the process, the maturation process for kids when they hit a certain age. Because the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, bro, like you're crazy for having your son out here in this environment.
No, the woman says to them when they're about to go,
14
she's
to
like,
15.
the rule is if you go out there, we're not going to come find you if you get stuck.
Yeah, I thought that was dope, and that's why I thought that.
That's why it's a it's a rule for everybody. Like,
Okay.
it's a coming of age thing for all of the kids. At least that's the way I read it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I thought that just applied to anybody that goes to the mainland. Like, if y'all go out here, then y'all on y'all own. Y'all.
I thought that too. Yeah, I thought that too.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong then.
But no, I think you're right about the coming of age thing. I mean, that makes sense.
Because it was
I think
a big
both things could be true.
celebration.
Yeah,
when
because it was
came
a
back.
celebration when he
Right.
came back.
Yeah.
And the whole town was like seeing him off to see.
And when he was
Yeah.
saying, he was kind of bigging him up like he did something, but he did.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
yeah, man, he shot this one and da 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 da. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah, I just thought it was a dad trying to, and put these type of manly sort of things on their sons.
All the town people knew that he was about to do it. Like everybody they passed, they like, okay, yeah, today's the day. So it's
Attaboy,
like
Spike.
everybody knew.
Attaboy.
Yep.
What did you think of the slow and low infected that we see on the mainland, Spike?
Disgusting. Disgusting to look
Why are you
at.
being fat phobic?
That was more than fat phobic. It was disgusting to look at, and it made me wonder. It was like, okay, it gotta still be some real zombies left too. Like that's the first thing that I thought that they was gonna try to hit us with. Now all of them like snails and whatever the fuck it
He
is.
said snails.
So that made me again. I was still intrigued at this point. It's like, okay, if these look like this, where are the other zombies at? So I was wondering.
Infected.
Yeah, the infected.
Yeah,
Infected.
seeing the evolution 28 years later of them morphing into different versions was pretty cool. And of course, seeing the babies, I'm like, these motherfuckers having kids now, like that's kind of crazy. And then I was, of course, definitely questioning the dad because it looked like he was about to get got. I was like, bro, you sorry as hell,
Right, you don't hear that coming behind.
But yeah, no, it was dope seeing a different version of them, which of course led me to believe because I didn't see much of the trailer. I was like, oh, so what else they got out here?
Same. Same.
Oh yeah. I would come from a more of a filmmaking perspective. I like the angles that they were using with those things, with putting the camera on his back, and that shit looked gross, like the way it was moving. So I thought that was an interesting filmmaking decision. But yeah, I thought same thing. Yeah, the evolution of them, it was cool to see.
That I think I forgot to mention too. Some of the shots were really good
Yeah.
early on. Like they had some really good shots, and that counting in the background, like 10, 12, 5, 10, 9.
Oh, that's a poem. I forget
Oh,
the
really?
person's name. Yeah, the boots.
That was really good. I thought that added like a creepiness.
It did. That is a good point. I'm glad you pointed that out. At first, I had to settle in on that a little
Yeah.
bit, but no, I did like it though.
Yeah,
I did like
really
it.
liked it.
What was the point of it all?
That's what I was wondering. I
the
thought it was
poem?
going to lead into something.
No, just all the different.
images and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Y'all jumping ahead like a motherfucker.
Oh, I thought that was right.
That was Spike.
I know. Spike stay doing that shit.
I thought that was where it was.
No, we're still we're at the point where the big old fat zombies are sneaking up
Oh, and
behind
the other
him.
one stuck up behind him. Yeah, that was cool.
I like this because I definitely like y'all. I like that they've progressed, and there's some that have just progressed to the point where they're just eating whatever's in the forest, and they've just gotten fat. Because at first I was like, well, why? How would a zombie get fat? And then you remember they're not zombies; they're just people infected with this virus. We're now 28 years later, so they've now realized that we need to eat because if you remember, in 28 weeks they make the claim that they all died off of starvation. So now we can assume that the virus has mutated and it has said, like, okay, in order to keep the host alive, it has to eat food. And then these motherfuckers just went overboard because they'll just eat anything.
Turned into vegetarian. Well, you say anything. So
They'll
never
eat
mind.
anything because he was eating worms.
Yeah.
But the only thing I didn't understand is when Jamie was killing them, there was like a little kid one and he didn't kill it. And it didn't act like it was infected. It wasn't like, "Bah!" It was just like staring at him. Then it ran away. So I was like, I don't really get what just happened here. Did you just not kill it because it's a kid?
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, that's kind of goofy. But yeah, so they stumble upon a rundown house where they find an infected guy hanging upside down, which leads to Jamie trying to make Spike kill it. But there are some complications that go down. So what do you think of this part, Spike?
This was good too. Like I'm still intrigued at this point. This was tense. I like the hesitation from Spike to show that he wasn't like just some hero kid like his dad was trying to make him to be. Like he still had some evolving to do in this world. I think this was really good. I also wondered how he got strung up like that too, like Spike did. Like they, because he asked the same question, like, how would he get like that?
I think we got our answers later on.
Yeah. But in that moment, I was
No, it created like a curiosity. So it's like at this point, it's like, okay, there are people out here. People tend to be, threatening. I can't recall if this was at the time when the dad was telling him about people being just as much as a threat as the infected. But then he had the stuff carved in him, and he was still alive, and the birds were picking at him, which, is but there's a mythology about somebody being strung up and birds eating them or whatever. But anyway, I can't remember which one it was. But no, it was cool. I don't know why the kid was struggling to kill him. He had just killed somebody.
That was a thing, though. That was one of them.
That's a thing too, Spike.
He hadn't turned all the way. I don't think.
Yes, he was. He was gone, bro. He had a bag over his head. His dad told him he probably got infected when the blood got in his eyes, but with something he had got infected. He kind of explained it to him. So just kill him.
He's a kid though, like you said.
Man, he just killed the little fat thing, man.
He's still struggling.
Yeah, but I think this one looked more human, so it was just probably harder to kill.
And he was up close up on it. That's what I took it as.
Okay.
The fat one was really far away, so he was able to just like kind of shoot it because there wasn't really any stakes. This thing was right here, and it was moving and going at him. And yeah, I could see why the kid was bugging out a little bit. But yeah, so Rod, they get attacked by a horde led by an alpha, which causes them to take off running and hide in the loft of another house. So, what'd you think of the alpha? Because this is new to this world.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense for there to be an alpha in most situations. So why wouldn't it be in this situation? So, I like the element that the alpha brought. It brought a bigger threat. In my opinion. So it was really interesting to have these alpha, because even he was scared. He made us believe like, oh shit, it's an alpha. Goddamn. It's like, so we got to hide out for the rest of the day. So yeah, I thought that was an interesting thing, element that they brought to the movie.
You agree with that, Spike? Could you understand why he was called alpha when you saw that thing?
Definitely didn't. They should have used a little blur image.
There's a lot of blur, Spike.
No, it was interesting because, like you said, Rod, this is the first time being introduced to it, and then first thought was like that he knew this thing was out here, and he brought his son out here. Like these big bad motherfuckers is running around, and also, is it more than one of this type, or is just the alpha over all of them? I had a lot of questions about like the whole alpha premise and how that worked, and then I thought it was really creepy too. Like you said, they sitting in the house, he just standing on the hill, like waiting,
just watching,
just making sure that so it's like, damn, this one thinks, and he has like sense and stuff. So yeah, that was real. That I thought the movie was headed in the right direction right here.
Well, his kids ain't worth the damn because he was missing everything.
He was, boy. He lucky his dad was that good,
man.
Because he would have been messed
I thought
up.
his dad was gonna get it, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, but then it's how you gonna get back to the house?
And yeah, and you could tell like this is stuff we practice, bro. And you out here just like, and I understand it. This is first time,
flying, bro.
This is first time experiencing it. But I loved how his dad was using the terminology two-man and just going over the way and the things that they had practiced, and then how scared his son was.
Yeah. I think that there is not a lot on the mainland, if I remember correctly. The way it used to be, I think most of them were kind of gone, but it's still enough, to pose a threat. And I think he should have known that earlier. I think that was a sign that there was an alpha or something out there.
Yeah, it was, he saw the deer head.
Yeah, the deer head.
Yeah.
But at that point, he was just like, he was cautious after he saw the deer head.
Yeah, that changed his whole mood.
But yeah, you can't you trying to pretend like he's not there, just like, we just go invisible. He said, "Don't move." Like that shit didn't work.
Right.
Yeah, this is one of the parts that started to annoy me because I was just like, that was really stupid. This is a coming of age man thing, and you're putting him in like serious danger because these infected are fast and there's alphas, and you didn't really have a plan. So this just seemed kind of dumb.
Y'all got bow and arrows.
Y'all got bow and arrows. Like, I was just like, I don't understand, but maybe you'll explain it later. But yeah, so after seeing a bonfire that Spike questions and Jamie says he knows nothing about, they leave and they head back home, but their plan's fucked because an alpha is coming after them. So Spike, what'd you think of the scene where they're trying to get over the causeway with the...
I know it was fire. All of that was good. Like that, it was so suspense. Yeah, suspense building in the sense of like just seeing how that mug was running after them, like and just them calling the people, and then them like barely being able to get the arrows and stuff up to be able to hit it, and just the water, how it played a key into it. Like all of that. That's probably one of the best scenes of the movie for me. Like just seeing the alpha almost chase them down.
Same for you, Rod.
Yeah, for sure. This was a very, very dope scene. The way they executed this. The crows. What were the crows about?
That was gonna be on my part.
Yeah.
I did not like that. I thought that was corny as hell. Like the alpha is scary enough. Cool. Why are these crows flying by like he's fucking Dracula? It just added like a really corny element to that part. So I assume maybe the birds are infected too. Maybe, but it just I didn't like that.
You saying all of it, like the crows, the deer? I think we saw rats.
The deer made sense because they're eating them. So when they're showing those weird red flashbacks and he tears the head off the deer, I get all that. It was just when the alpha comes out, all these like black birds fly by and it looked like Dracula. So I was like, I don't understand. How does this fit?
Yeah, but he was hawking their ass down. The dad is a fucking idiot, bro. Like, you're not safe. So when you get to the causeway, you sitting there talking about, man, how dope was that? That was cool. You almost fucking died.
Yeah, and where did you think that the alpha went to?
Like, good point.
Like, somewhere else. Huh?
Get your ass across that damn causeway and get safe, and then celebrate. You're not safe yet. And then the motherfucking kid fell. So you got to
left his that man.
You can't leave your kid, bro.
Fuck that.
He had to save his son.
I think the dad. This was like. I think we were supposed to believe that he was like some adrenaline junkie.
I didn't get that. I think he's just a dad that has,
I took it as him being like some type of like one taking his son over there anyway, like to getting him that close to danger, wanting to see him killed so he would get used to it. Like I just felt like his dad was sort of an adrenaline junkie.
I just thought it was any old father's son take your kid out to hunt for the very first time.
Yeah, that's what I got too. That there's parts that we'll get to, but yeah, I think that it was just him being what he thinks a man is.
Even with the cheating later, really.
Yeah, that definitely lines up with what these dudes think a man is. But since we're at that part, they get back and they have a celebration. But Spike wrong for getting upset at his dad trying to get laid?
Yeah, he should have. Don't be following me. Go in there and enjoy your party. Like, what you doing out here? Don't be following me. He shouldn't even seen that. He should have turned around. But yeah, he was being way too nosy. Damn. And that's when the movie started to take a turn for me. Like even him being upset about. Well, you ain't got that yet. But yeah, he was doing too much.
How was he? 13?
12.
Oh yeah, your mom's upstairs. She don't even know where she at.
Right.
So, and your dad doesn't care. It made sense for him to be upset, at that. It's a normal behavior you would expect from a kid, a teenager.
Maybe he was concerned. You don't think he was concerned? Like maybe he thought his dad was infected. He's probably like, why is he eating that? People don't typically eat that.
Stupid.
What?
That is not what he was thinking.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh. No.
But yeah, I can see how that could be definitely traumatic for the little boy to see his father. I was like, damn, that's fucked up. But I also kind of got it. I don't know how long he's been dealing with his wife in that condition of like not knowing who she is and where she is.
Yeah, that seems stressful.
And but now it just sucks that that his son had to witness that.
Yeah, because you can't fuck that.
Huh?
I said, yeah, because you can't fuck that.
What that?
His
mom.
wife?
Yeah, his
Could you
wife.
imagine? And she had one of them episodes?
Yeah.
Why you?
Who are you?
Right.
Who are you?
Call you another name you may not want to. You really
Right.
fucked
She
up.
might kill you.
Yeah. He when he had to go check on him, he eased up them steps.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
his mom is crazy.
I think they kind of they showed that he was over that shit early.
Yeah, I mean, he was trying to take care of her. You know, he was trying to be like. I'm not saying that like the infidelity of it is cool or anything, but it also showed that he was trying to put up with it and trying to still take care of her through it all.
I'm sure that's happening right now.
You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I got it too, but I think it added a little bit of interesting suspense to this. But so then Spike finds out from Sam, the old man who's watching his mom, that his dad was actually twisting the truth about who Kelson is, because his dad said he didn't know who it was, or he didn't know what that was, or whatever. And then and Sam just fucking snitched the whole shit. Was like, nah, your daddy knows who the fuck that is. That's Dr. Kelson. So Sam confronts Jamie about who Dr. Kelson is, and Jamie tells him a story of how they think Kelson's crazy because he was out burning corpses. So Spike is fed up. Spike is fed up with his dad because his dad pimp slaps him. He's just like, I'm fed up with all these lies. I'm fed up with everybody telling me untruths. So he decides to leave on his own with his crazy ass mama to go find Dr. Kelson. So Spike, I think you've been saying this whole time that this is where the movie took a turn for you. So you did not like this. So explain.
Hated it. I mean, because it was so obvious. Hated it. It was so obvious. Like, I feel like they really rushed into that, from the party to him seeing his dad cheat, then to learning his dad lied about that, then to his dad smacking him. It's like boom, 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 and now, oh, I want to leave and take my mom to this doctor who could possibly cure her of whatever is wrong with her. I don't know. I feel like that was real janky. Like, they did it way too quickly and didn't flesh it out. And it didn't seem like realistic in the sense of, you were just over there and almost killed with your dad, but you now think that you can take your mother here and protect her and get back to that fire. Of course, he's a child. I get that, but I still didn't like the idea.
I'm with you, Spike. This is where I was just kind of scrunching up my face, like, he just literally said that he was terrified of being out of there. And now you want to go out here on your own, taking care of your sick, like dragging along your sick mother. That didn't make any sense to me. Like if it would have given, like you said, if they would have given it a little bit more time, I would have then been able to buy. I did not buy into this this idea like at all. Like, I was just like, he was just scared. Like, come on, no.
Buy into it, Ken.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
Then here come the questions, like, why, how the hell are your ass gonna survive over there? Two, the condition of your mom surviving in that environment as well. She ain't gonna know where the hell she's at. She's gonna have episodes, so she in a condition to survive.
You and your father literally almost didn't make it. You and your father didn't almost make it.
He didn't even see the alpha before. You had this big 8-foot tall zombie running behind you. You like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take my mom over there.
Right.
Yeah, and they tried to. I think maybe earlier the father explained that, or somebody explained that there's not like a lot of them over there now, so you will rarely see them. But again, I have to believe that this 12-year-old kid is going to go over there after he just was scared to death. And then the other thing I was asking myself is, like, you don't know if this doctor can even help your mom.
You don't even know what's wrong with her.
You don't even know if the doctor is one. Well, he said he was a GP, so you have to believe your father's a real doctor, but he just told you that this man may be crazy. So the motivation made sense because his mom is sick, but then there are questions that I would ask myself, and maybe a 12-year-old wouldn't ask, about what type of doctor this is. So, and could he legit, like, what medicines this doctor would even have to cure the mom? Your mom seems like she has a mental illness, not a physical one that could be cured by medicine.
Y'all are doing the same shit y'all did with This Is Us. Not This Is Us. God damn it.
Last of Us.
Last of Us. Y'all doing the same shit. Y'all acting like kids are not kids. This kid is 12, one. He's 12, that's grown up on an island that has never even seen a doctor. So there's no way he's going to say, I think my mom has a mental illness. I wonder if this is a GP or an NP or something. He doesn't even know what that is. The only thing he hears is, that guy's a doctor. My mom is sick. my dad doesn't care. That's all he hears. All that other shit went out the window. This did not bother me one bit because I could see. No, because y'all saying it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to y'all as adults who've grown up in the natural world. Mm-hmm. It makes complete sense for a 12-year-old who grew up in this fucking sheltered village that has a mom that he wants to get cured. Makes complete. He's 12.
I'll be with you if we just didn't see what happened.
I think that makes it make even more sense.
Hell fucking
because he came back, and I'm sure at some point, being a 12-year-old, he's like, well, fuck, I made it. I made it, and I have to get my mom some help. Oh. Y'all are putting logic into a 12-year-old that didn't even grow up in the real world. So all of this, well, he needs to think what kind of doctor this is. All he knows is doctor.
That part I'm with you. That part I'll give you. That part I'll give you.
It's either this or my mom dies.
So my mom dies?
But your mom might
because
die anyway.
He literally said, yeah, exactly, that's the point. My mom might die anyway. I may as well try to get her cured. He tells his dad, you're probably just waiting for her to die anyway. He says to him in the kitchen, you know she's dying. And he's like, I don't know that. And he's like, I think she's dying, and I think you think she's dying too.
Okay.
So all of that makes sense. So he's like, okay, well, if my mom is about to die and my dad's not going to try to get her help, I may as well give this a shot. This makes sense for a 12-year-old.
Except it's a very quick turn from this man Sam saying, oh, yeah, your dad knows who that is as a doctor. And him being like, oh, shit, I'm going to go back out there. Hours after, he damn near died.
But what did he also say? I'm tired of everyone lying to me. Okay. Everybody here is lying to me. My dad has been lying to me about everything. So at this point, he's like, there's no reason for me to even be here. I may as well just give this a go. It made sense to me. This part didn't bother me. Yes, it's stupid. Of course it's stupid. But kids do stupid shit in every movie we see. Y'all want to see a dead body? That was stupid. Kids do dumb shit all the time. So it's like...
I think sick mom, doctor, help for my mom that's dying made sense. The issue that I have is the fact that this motherfucker just told people at the party he was terrified. I think he told Sam that shit.
He did. He did.
And the reality of, like, you just seen this thing just chased you to the gate. He don't even really know how to kill it. Like, you think you gonna go out there with your bow and arrows and, like,
they shot it up with arrows.
They did,
and he didn't stop. So
it didn't do shit.
It should have been a question in his mind, even at 12. Like, okay, what if that thing comes back?
I'm sure it was, but he's also saying, this is my mother. She's about to die, and she's clearly. It wasn't just like a regular death, like I'm sick and weak, I'm about to die. No, she's bugging the fuck out, and she's in pain, and there's nothing they can do. Mm-hmm. So I think that what this is like the film trying to show, okay, what does being a man really be? Or what does it really mean? Because you have Jamie, who we look at as, oh, this is the alpha male of the group, but he's cheating on the wife. He's lying about all types of shit. And then he shows aggression when he bugs out and punches the wall. So to this kid, he's like, there's nothing for me here right now. I may as well try to get my sick mom some help. So I'm just putting myself in the movie and being like, this is a fucking dumbass 12-year-old in a sheltered ass community. I see why he's doing this.
If you want to say the kid was in a high emotional state
that's all
after his dad slapped the shit out of him, that made his punk ass go out there, I guess, but that was the first act of violence that we saw or know of, and it seemed like his dad really loved him. So for him to see this, it seemed like they added elements to kind of maybe force him to emotionally be unstable to want to go help his mom, like the cheating. He was like, okay, my dad ain't shit. My dad also hit me. And then I see aggression from my dad, but I also saw, and then of course he said my dad's lying about everything because what he said to all these people at the party didn't happen. But at the same time, it looked like his dad really loved and cared a lot for him.
To you as an adult watching a movie, but to a 12-year-old in the moment, my dad hit me and I sure as shit wasn't like, dang, I think he loves me. I was like, this dude doesn't even fucking like me.
If that was the first time it happened?
The first time, yes. Yes, because it's not a spanking. I got spanking plenty of times, and I never at one point thought my mom didn't love me.
I do think that was
you get
over.
knocked in your mouth.
I know
It's different.
Yeah, my dad threatened this. Like he pulled on me, but he didn't. It was crazy, bro. It was some wild shit. But I do think that was extreme, and I was like, bro, why are you even doing that? Like that's a lot. But I don't
It's
know.
also
bro.
homeschooled. You gotta think about it. This is a homeschool kid. Homeschool kids probably think that way.
I don't know. It seemed like they added all that to enhance the motivations.
Yes,
I'm
of
like, your
course.
dad just your dad loves everything about you, and
I
you
don't know if
turned.
that's true. Your dad loves everything about you.
It looked like his dad was well. I mean, he understood that. He even acknowledged that. Yeah, you missed a couple of shots. Here and there.
Nah,
But it's okay. It's your first time. You were scared.
nah.
He said it.
The way he reacted when they were in that room and the infected was hanging upside down. His dad was being a fucking dick.
I agree there. I'm talking
Right.
about when they were being chased, though.
Sure, later on, but you have to think about, again, this is a kid. Mm-hmm. And I think his dad was being a dick multiple times throughout that encounter.
Really?
Absolutely. What are you waiting for? Just do it. What's wrong with you? It's like, dude, he's fucking 12. Why are you acting like this?
But he needed that sense of urgency while he was out there. I think that's what his dad was trying to help him
Your
understand.
dumbass dad should have took you out there.
Well, dad.
Your
of
dad is a
course.
shitty dad.
But we here now, though. But
I agree with
you
that.
have to understand now that we out here, like, it shouldn't, there's no second thought. Like he said, the more kills you get, the less you're going to have to think about it. So I'm just training you for if you do have to go out here and hunt, like there's urgency that comes with this. You can't think about it. You can't sit here and cry and have emotion about it. His dad was just trying to show him
perfect sense
that.
for an adult.
But the
But
part,
gets that later. He
He's
figures
coming
this
of
out
age.
later.
He's coming of age.
Sure, but
Yeah.
again, y'all are not accepting that this is a 12-year-old.
I think the part that I was referring to was we saw when shit got real and they were running and he didn't hit a fucking zombie. He hit
Yeah.
more trees.
Yeah.
When Spike was in there, was like, damn, this is all my fault. Like his dad was like, nah, man, it's okay. Like he embraced and like reinforced like what happened made sense to you. And I understand it. It's
He had
okay.
to.
You'll get better.
But his dad thinks he's a punk ass little bitch.
But he didn't say
He
that
didn't
to
have
him
to.
though.
He didn't have to. When you just
man.
said, I'm going off of what you just said, that his dad loves everything about him, I think that's bullshit. I think that's complete bullshit. I don't think that we got that from the way his dad was acting towards him.
I just watched Elio.
I don't know what that is.
It's a new Pixar movie.
Okay.
And I think in that movie there was a moment where the father said, "I may not understand you, but I love you." And I
Sure.
think there are, and just even speaking as a parent, like there are things that your kids do that you don't like or that may frustrate you or you don't understand. But at the end of the day, you still love it because that's that part of him. So I think that he sees that his kid is still growing up. This is his first time out there. He's not going to be perfect. And I felt like his dad had to accept that, even though there were moments where he was frustrated with it because it happens.
Sure.
You're like, fuck, shoot the ball, kick the motherfucker. It's right there. What are you doing? But then afterwards, like, look, man, you're gonna get better. It's gonna be better. But in the moment, you're like in the moment and you're upset or you're frustrated. But then you give the words of encouragement. That's what I saw.
So why do you have to give words of encouragement? Because as a 12-year-old, you might linger on the fact that your dad just yelled at you about some shit that you're just like, well, what was I supposed to do? I didn't know. And your dad fucking screams at you, and then you're like, dang, I fucked up.
That don't mean
I
your dad
fucked
hates
up.
you though.
I didn't say that.
didn't
When
say
did I
that.
say that?
I think he was talking about me saying that
FIFO
his
for
dad
real.
because I was saying his dad loves everything about him, and I do think that, but I also think that he acknowledged that his son still has to learn how to survive out here.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. Because I'm 40 something. I think y'all refuse to put yourselves in the mind of a child.
I think
And y'all always
not
look
true.
at these things and you're just like, oh, that's stupid. Why did you do that? Why didn't you think about it this way? Because he's fucking 12 and he's living in a zombie apocalypse.
That's not the case for me here.
okay.
I'm looking that way. You always
I just made a quick
Yeah, he
comment.
ain't
kick dog.
really-
What is it? Hit dog or holler?
I just made a quick comment. That's all. I just would like the record to reflect.
That you don't think that way, but you still think what he did was stupid.
No, the way they told it, the pacing of it, I don't like the pacing of it. I think what he eventually did, I think he would eventually do something like that. But the way they paced that, I didn't like it.
You don't think all of these things, and I'm gonna skip over
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
We
yeah.
spent a lot of
Okay,
time on
okay.
this, but all of the things happening all at the same time, you don't think that's enough to make a 12-year-old be like, all right, fuck this.
Not
My
right
mom is about to die.
Not right after what happened. No, I didn't
With
need
his
a
mom
little bit
about
more
to die.
time. I just needed a little bit more time.
Was it even 24 hours?
Right.
It don't. To
Wasn't
me, it
even
didn't
12.
matter.
It matters to me.
It made complete sense.
It matters
because
to
it's
me.
like my mom is about to die, and my dad does not care.
Man, he
And
should-
there is a doctor down the road.
and some alphas.
Yeah, yeah. My mom is gonna die regardless, so I may as well give this a shot because nobody else is gonna do it. What else was he supposed to do? He's be like, well, maybe at some point someone might help me, but my mom might be dead by
And
then.
he couldn't even protect his mama.
He sure couldn't.
Yes, of course, man. Y'all are just proving my point as well as the record reflect.
So you think he thought as a 12-year-old that he could protect his mom?
I think as a 12-year-old, he thought it's either this or my mom is gonna die in pain upstairs. I may as well give it a shot because my dad's not gonna do it.
At least go ask another man.
Right. Sometimes.
That's the only thing y'all have said so far that I agree with. That's the only. But he might have also thought that other man might go tell my dad. I don't know, but I'm just looking at it like this part wasn't a deal breaker for me because when kids do stupid shit, it makes sense because kids always do stupid shit.
Which is so funny because I tell my wife that all the time. I'm like, the kids are gonna do stupid shit all the time.
Yeah.
But it's just like I just need more reasoning for why this shit is stupid. Like maybe more days. Maybe him seeing his mom really suffer.
Why do
Day
we
or
need
two.
to see all that? We know his mom's been sick for a while.
'Cause it just happened in an hour.
No, they said that his mom has been sick for a while.
I said that wrong. Like I guess okay, and we can move on. It's like there's a doctor
there you
here.
go.
Oh my God, there's a doctor. Why can't we go get the doctor? Then the dad explains it. Then it's a day or two, kind of to what Rod's saying. Then there's a day or two. He's seeing his mom suffer, continue to suffer. Then it's another day. Then it's another. It's like, oh man, fuck this. And then we see his dad being even more of a dick. You know, so there's more of a buildup instead of just 6 hours. But, you know.
y'all never children. All right, so we're gonna skip some shit. We're gonna get to the military part. Spike, what'd you think about when we see the scene with the military folks walking around who get attacked by the attacked by the infected?
I thought that was interesting. I was like, okay. So it went from being disappointed in that scene and that whole scenario played out because I was like, okay, so this is about to be the movie. We're gonna have to like believe that this little dude is gonna lead his mom to the doctor and make his way through the mainland. But I was back interested in the story when we seen them because I thought they were going to play a bigger role, but they did not.
Well, they play a role, but not a bigger role. Probably in what you were thinking. But you know, I was like, where do these motherfuckers come from?
Right.
And then I had to remember that he explained it, but didn't really because it was like the quarantine shit. Was like, so there's parts that you kind of add in to kind of fill in some gaps for me. But it was dope. We got to see the Alpha in action. You know, so that shit was dope as fuck. Because the military just popped up on. I was like, what the fuck just happened? But they explained it later. It was a little jarring at first, but
Was it jarring for you too, Rod?
Real quick before that part, man, that motherfucking bloater chewing on them shoelaces like it was worms. I thought that
he
shit was
spit that
funny.
shit out?
We're not there yet.
Oh, I thought that was before this part. I thought you skipped it. Okay, my bad.
we're probably filling in some of the blanks. And
Okay,
stuff
yeah.
and shit.
So the military.
You're right, Rod. Sorry, I
Okay.
did skip it. My
All
bad.
right,
My
yeah.
bad. My bad.
That shit was funny.
That was so frustrating. And that was exactly like, that's why your ass shouldn't be out here. You fell asleep. You didn't wake up. You didn't feel this thing pulling on your shoe.
I'm not saying he should have been out there. I'm just saying it makes sense that he went.
All right, so
He should have got bit.
oh my,
Yeah, I was hoping he did. Kid. I was like,
But
yes.
that
The movie gonna be over.
Yeah,
Spike.
Hey, but real quick though, since you brought that up, that shit was dope. Like to see the
Yeah.
maternal instincts kick in and
Yeah.
kill that motherfucker, bro.
Yeah.
I thought she was faking.
yeah.
You didn't like it? You need more explanation?
I don't know much about cancer. I don't know that cancer does that.
What?
Well, he said something was messing with her brain. now.
Cancer.
Like the cancer seeped into her brain.
Right,
So
that's what I'm saying. I don't know enough about cancer to really comment, but in the moment I was like, I'm not digging this. That because she has cancer, it seeped into her brain, and she don't remember waking up, getting super strength, beating that thing into the side.
No,
of
she
the-
remembered.
No, she just didn't say
not at first. She remembered once she stood up and started staring at it. Then it clicked back.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Either way, because when she woke up, they were both like, "Oh, what's that?" You know. And I was like, this is kind of goofy.
But
If
it's
it was a
just
brain tumor or something, well, I guess cancer kind of can be.
Yeah, but it's not even like that. Certain things, and I just experienced this. Certain illnesses and stuff like that could cause amnesia.
Super strength.
I didn't look at it as
That
super
thing ain't
strength.
strong though. That was just like a sloth.
She picked the fucking thing up and banged its head into the side of the wall 20 times till it died. What are y'all talking about?
She didn't pick it up.
Yes, she
I
did.
thought she just
It was.
to
I'm
the
not even
side.
gonna yell, but yes, she did. The thing was crawling. She reached down, put the thing over its face, picked it up, and then slammed its head against the wall.
Yeah, she didn't pick it up. It just leaned it to the wall. It wasn't super strength. That's what you thought it was? Super strength type of situation? So you're not.
You know how they say the baby people lift up cars when they baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't. Never mind. It don't matter. Huh? No. No, I don't believe that people lift up entire cars.
That kid should have went his ass. He should have took his
Anyway.
ass home then.
The military, I thought, was bogus. These motherfuckers got automatic rifles and shit, and I felt like they should have been able to fend these motherfuckers off better than they were doing.
They were until that one jumped up from the top.
I feel like they were struggling before that though.
They were running.
Their tactics weren't good,
Their
right?
tactics
yeah,
weren't great,
yeah.
but they're not. But then maybe they're not great warriors because they're supposed to just be quarantined.
I think they're not supposed to be on the land, so
They're
they
not
had
supposed
to
to be on the
practice.
land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once they get on the land, that's it.
Nobody
Nobody's
else
going to get them.
coming
But
to
my
get
thing was, I'm with you, Rod. I was
Yeah.
like, bro, we
Like,
just
what the
saw
fuck?
fucking bow and arrows
Right.
kill these motherfuckers. If y'all don't unload on these bitches,
Right.
They did.
nah, they running.
They were running and they shot a bunch of them.
Yeah, when they got close.
No motherfuckers were falling asleep.
Nah,
No,
they
I
were
was
they-
there.
Like there was multiple scenes where they stopped and they're like, bah, 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 bah.
Right. Them motherfuckers was terrified.
And then the one, wouldn't you be?
if I got an automatic rifle, man, man,
I
look,
would've robbed.
And a whole bunch of them running at you.
It
wasn't that many.
It didn't
Yes,
seem
there
like it was a lot.
There
it
was
didn't
a
seem
whole
like it was
horde
a
of
punch
them.
like that.
You think it was more than what was chasing Spike and his dad, Jamie? It looked like it was
I don't
about
know
the
if it was
same.
more or the same, but either way, I can understand why people that are only a quarantine patrol getting thrown into a situation where there's a whole bunch of fucking naked ass bloody motherfuckers running at you and them getting scared. Of course. Y'all think everybody's Rambo and you think every child
Shit,
is,
they were
smart,
dressed
is
like-
Carl?
They-
Y'all think
Them motherfuckers is
God
like
damn.
5 of them with automatic rifles.
and they got scared. That's human.
Oh no! Especially before you jumped in that cavern, I think you could have saw. I think maybe they were scared and then just took off running and didn't think to shoot. Maybe that's what happened. But I'm with Rod, man. As soon as you because they know bullets kill them, just unload on them motherfuckers.
And
bro.
and there were so many of them, they kept coming. They definitely stopped and shot a bunch of them, but they kept coming.
I think that was after the fact.
Oh my god. Y'all can't enjoy shit. Y'all was like, that don't make no sense.
I'm with you, Rod. When that's all, I'm like,
Man.
man, y'all don't shoot these motherfuckers,
They
bro.
did.
They did not.
Keep
Yes,
shooting
they
then,
did.
Mike.
They did a lot of miss. They them motherfuckers.
Just keep shooting until they die. They,
Maybe they're not great shots. 'Cause
Clearly.
they're
Well,
Take
scared.
that suit off there, goddamn.
They were dressed like they should have been great
Right,
shots.
they were. Motherfuckers had lights on their helmets and shit.
Had the whole gear and material.
Ooh, boy. Y'all talk about me being picky about shit.
fuck that.
Y'all are crazy.
Them motherfuckers was
These are
terrified.
military. They should have known that they can kill all these zombies. Why are they
they
running?
were automatic weapons, not
I
a
know, like,
pow shit.
like you not hitting shit.
Nah.
Oh my god! All right, well, we're gonna skip ahead again, but there was a scene in the tunnel. They were going through the tunnel, and the Alpha showed up, tore one of their heads off, and
shoulda shot him there,
the other. Y'all just don't want realistic movies.
you gonna run.
Yes,
Shoot that
fuck
motherfucker.
that. If they know anything about alphas, they probably know that shoot 'em ain't gonna do shit.
Oh, you shoot it out. You shoot him with
Shoot him in
bullets.
the
That's
head.
probably it.
How do you-
You should have been the head. He
Shoot him in
gone.
the
Oh,
head.
y'all definitely wasn't watching the movie then. Y'all definitely wasn't watching the
You
movie.
shoot him in the
Yo,
head?
You think that he had time to stop, think, okay, I'm gonna shoot him in the head, or is he like, oh fuck?
He was too busy
I've
pulling
never
the head off
seen
of
one of
one.
these. I've never seen an alpha. I'm gonna run.
All the
I'ma
more
shoot
reason
the
to shoot
shit
that
out of him.
motherfucker. You ain't never
Oh my
seen something
God.
big. Like, bro, I'm grabbing another gun.
Right.
And go.
Sorry, Mike. I counted with him again. As soon as they
Right,
shot
what
it,
you
just
talking
unloaded
about?
that
Y'all
motherfucker.
just watch too much fucking John Wick.
He's gonna catch me if I don't
Dude
fucking
is
shoot him.
scared. He is scared. Y'all act like military people don't get scared.
All the more
Cops,
reason to shoot.
All the fucking stories we hear of cops who go
Shooting
through,
people when they
quote,
get scared.
plenty of training. Yes, shooting people because they get scared. They're not like, I don't even know how.
Mike,
I'm just saying, Mike, this
trying
motherfucker
to take up for it, Mike. You know, like
I didn't
bro,
even like this movie. I'm trying to explain to you why there's logic here. Y'all are just looking at this being like every single time. All right.
If I have an automatic weapon and I just saw an 8-foot tall butt naked zombie rip somebody's head off before I run, I'm shooting at that motherfucker.
I'm running.
I know.
Fucking
You see something 8 feet tall out in the
I
wild
hear
like that?
stories. You gotta think about this. They are not on the island. Only thing they hear are stories, and the stories they hear are there are these 8-foot tall zombies that cannot be killed. That's what they're hearing. So when he sees one, he's not going to think, well, let me see if the story is wrong.
They're harder.
Let me try to shoot him in the head. No, they're not. They hear that they cannot be killed. We see that later on when they try to kill the one. When we meet Dr. Kelson. No, they didn't.
Oh, I thought
y'all weren't watching the movie.
No, I'm talking about the one they shot with the arrows.
Kelson. Dr. Kelson.
Well, I was talking about the one they shot. They did kill them.
I'm hosting, and I'm talking about.
He didn't want to kill them.
No, they shot him with a bunch of arrows, and he didn't die.
No, they didn't shoot him. They shot him in the body, but then they hit him in the head or the heart or something, and he died. Then that's when he died.
They shot the one chasing him though too. The one that chased him home.
That's not the one I'm talking about. God, y'all are killing me today. That is not the one I've said 3 times. The one that
Kelson.
thank you, Ken.
I know.
Kelson. So why you keep going back to the other one?
But you
that's
said
the one they
couldn't
killed.
be
That's the one that they killed.
Yeah.
But they shot the other one up with a gang of arrows. What I'm saying is the rumor probably is that they can't be killed. That's all they hear. So when this dude gets there, he's probably like, these things can't be killed. I'm fucking running.
Yeah, but those are arrows, bro. These are
I was gonna
bullets.
say these automatic
I'm
weapons.
just saying.
Come on, 50 rounds in the head. Somebody dying.
That thing dropping. You right, Ron.
Somebody
That
dying.
motherfucker
50
drop,
rounds to the head. Somebody dying.
Moving on.
Bro, I'm telling you.
And it's point blank range.
Bro, yes.
At the
See
very
that
worst.
motherfucker be like, oh shit.
At the very worst.
And see if that, and then if that motherfucker don't drop,
Then
and
I'll run.
Then you run.
Then you run.
Then you run.
Not run.
This gun
first.
got to do his job first. Like that ain't second.
They're like, oh shit, this motherfucker's still alive.
Shoot first, ask questions later. Shoot first, ask questions later. Goddamn. Shit.
Y'all don't want to watch a movie. You guys want to watch a fantasy. Like you just want I think this is very realistic. You hear stories all the time of cops and military people getting into the situation thinking they're bad motherfuckers. They get there and they get scared as fuck and they fucking hide. This shit happens all the time. You saw it with Uvalde. These motherfuckers are trained. They didn't run their ass in that fucking place. There was 12 of them fucking pigs. And one person inside shooting children. What did they do? They hid outside. But y'all motherfuckers, that's not realistic. A cop would go in there and kill immediately. No. Some of these motherfuckers are pussy.
And we hear the opposite too.
So this makes sense. This makes more sense to me. A motherfucker's trained for a scenario, but when that scenario happens, they bug the fuck out and they run like a little bitch. That makes sense.
Okay.
This makes sense. This is way more realistic of a scenario than a whole bunch of fucking Rambos jumping in and be like, oh, this is no problem.
No,
Like, come on, y'all.
No
You ain't had no
problem.
pro-
on
you ain't had no
Rambo.
problem.
Just shoot your gun.
Right. You ain't had no problem shooting
They
and running.
did, and they kept coming.
You didn't have no problem shooting and running earlier.
That wasn't. Never mind. It doesn't even matter.
Just
That guy got killed. Just saying. That wasn't the same guy. It wasn't the same guy. It was a different dude. I don't think this dude ever shot once. I think all he did was run. He ran this way. It didn't work, and he ran back this way. The dude was a punk. Not every military guy is some big badass warrior that y'all have made up in your brains.
No, I ain't say big
We ain't
badass
thinking
warrior. I was
that.
just saying
We just think
reacting.
your reaction to
Is a
me,
punk. He's
the
a
more
punk.
realistic reaction, even if you're a punk, more so is to shoot the gun.
Nah, run your ass out of there. Fuck that. Because what did he do when he got to the gate? He shot the ones he know die. They were infected outside of the gate. He shot them, opened the gate, and ran. Because the rumor isn't that they don't die, it's that these alpha motherfuckers don't die.
Was that the rumor?
Huh?
That was the rumor?
He made it
Yeah.
up.
No, I didn't.
He make it up to prove his
No,
point.
all right.
Like, I ain't see that not one time.
You didn't know that Jimmy was the same guy at the beginning and the end. So your ass clearly wasn't paying attention.
Kept saying it. I was like, did they say that?
You thought
Mike
Jimmy
making that
and
up.
Jamie were the same person. So okay.
But I'm saying,
I was paying attention.
where did they say that in the movie?
Oh my God. I don't even
It's like you got to kill the crows first. You kill the crows.
I didn't say any of that.
No, it's
I didn't say any of that. I think it makes complete sense. 'Cause, okay, how come y'all don't talk shit about how come Jamie didn't fucking stop and shoot? He ran. Y'all didn't say shit about that.
Who is JB?
Who is Jamie?
He was trying
Y'all
to protect his
motherfuckers,
kid.
man.
The daddy.
I just want to make sure I'm.
He know them arrows won't kill it.
Oh.
But I have
But he
a
didn't even try. Why didn't you shoot him in the
machine
head then, Spike?
Because he had arrows.
But why didn't you shoot him in the head?
And he was telling them.
The headshot with the arrow killed it.
No, it's
He
not.
was telling them.
The
other
headshot with the
motherfuckers-
arrow killed the alpha later. So why didn't he shoot him in the head with the arrow?
Because he
Yeah.
probably knew he couldn't get a good shot.
Oh, so it makes
Hey.
sense for Jamie.
Because he got a bow and arrow. You don't have an you don't have automatic
50
weapon.
rounds in the motherfucker. Like,
I don't have something
my
to shoot 100
God.
rounds a
I
minute.
guarantee Jamie would have tore his head off.
Yeah,
with
Jamie
that
would have taken
shit.
his head off if he had a gun. 100%. 100%.
From a distance.
God.
Stand over there, Spike. Stand over there, Spike.
Go.
All right, let's go.
He gonna die today.
Oh my God.
Test this theory.
I don't even know where to go from here. How long are we in right now? What does that thing say? God damn, I hate fucking reviewing shit with y'all.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so I don't even know where this question is gonna go. What did y'all think when you saw the pregnant infected?
I'll roll my eyes.
Why? We already knew there were kids on the island.
I did, when y'all said it about that, I missed the other kid. I don't know what
you
I
think
did.
they were? I
Motor
mean,
kid.
Them little things crawling on
you
the
thought they were
top?
little people?
Yeah, I thought
Those
that was
weren't
like.
all kids.
Yeah, I thought
There was
that
only one kid. The
There was
kid.
only one kid.
Yeah,
There
those
was
ones
two.
were- The kid
Yeah,
that
two kids.
Jamie was gonna kill the one kid that stood up and
the
looked at him. I
sloth
didn't see a
kid,
second one.
right? The
Oh, I
sloth
thought it
kid.
was two.
You talking about the sloth kid? Yeah, I thought. Again, they were being pretty obvious at what was going to happen. I knew at some point in time that baby would have to be delivered.
No. I'm just saying, were you surprised?
Oh yeah, I was
period,
surprised
when
when they was out there
a pregnant
bathing.
one?
Yeah, I was
when
surprised
were
they
in the
even
water.
bathed. Yeah, I was surprised that the kid was.
You were surprised they bathed?
Yeah, they something infected. Like what they. I was surprised to see a community bath
Yeah,
in the lake.
Spike's like, I was surprised when they see him bathe. You thought, oh yeah, they're taking a bath.
I didn't know what they were doing. I didn't know they were bathing though.
Yeah, they were fucking.
they were wiping
doing
under
that,
their
yeah.
I thought they were just drinking. But anyway, I thought that they were just thirsty as shit. But no, I thought this was actually interesting because I was like, oh, okay, this mother going to be, well, I thought it was going to be infected. I don't know if we're there yet, but yeah, I thought the baby thing was interesting. I'm like, oh shit, this is how the other one I saw is happening.
Must be how the alpha is born, made. Because I took it that the alpha was the baby's daddy.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, got it.
yeah, but that's not how the alphas are made, though.
Figured they did some kind of Game of Thrones like transition to where he touched
See,
him,
so
and
when
it
you were like,
turned
where did they say all that? So should I explain this part?
Yes, please.
Because you're not going to believe it that they said it.
Oh, they did.
They said that the virus mutates, but only with certain ones.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that.
I guess I will skip over the part. Yeah, Rob. I'm sure Rob was surprised about seeing a pregnant one too.
I wasn't surprised.
Oh, it made sense to you?
Yeah, because I know they were just infected. They're not zombies. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so they get attacked by more infected, which leads them to run into a gas station where they're rescued by Eric, a NATO soldier. So Ken, what do you think of this part? This when they go into the gas station.
Yeah,
There's the gas and all that.
Man, it was a wrap for Spike and his mom. But this was dope. I was trying to figure out how they didn't get burnt up. But
How what?
they didn't get burned up with the rest of the zombies.
They
Where
had
were
them
they
duck.
hiding?
They had them duck down. So they showed the gas like just
So-
hovering above. So that's why he said duck.
So that was the part that was okay.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
So, but
And the floor was fire resistant. I mean, the door. Where were they at? Did they go down in like the?
apparently they
no,
just
they
got
just
on
laid
the
on the
floor.
ground.
Mike,
Yeah.
I mean Spike. They just got on the floor and just all the gas
Just
at
flew
the
over
top.
the head.
just- yeah, it was burning.
Okay, so you didn't like that part. Spike was confused by it. You thought it was cool.
Yeah, the gas was isolated, so it was up high, and he ducked down.
The shit that y'all act like makes sense, but other shit doesn't make sense. How in the fuck
That whole
did
thing would've blew
any
up.
of this shit?
That's
make
what I'm
sense?
I would've
asking.
thought it
No,
blew
I'm
up.
with you. This shit made no fucking sense. The gas was floating above, so the fire doesn't spread down at all. It just fucking spreads sideways. That shit made no sense. None.
It made sense to me.
Y'all are funny as shit,
makes
man.
sense to me.
Oh
I was confused. I thought
I was-
They put so much emphasis on it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Goofy as fuck, dude.
They put so much emphasis on it. Because I was in this, I was like, just duck down low. Because they kept standing up in. I'm like, just fucking duck and crawl. This is fire. This is a stop, drop, and roll. This is what we've been learning since we were kids.
But once
Bro, there was
the fumes,
roll. The stop, drop, and roll is if you're on fire.
Yeah.
And then
No.
Fire above you.
They never put y'all in those firehouses and
That's to stay below
I've-
smoke.
Yeah, I've been in them before. But
but it is supposed to apply to fire too. Like you get lower.
Fire doesn't float in the air.
But the gas. Okay.
No, this shit don't make no sense. Fire doesn't just float.
So is
like
that gas? Is the gas still hot?
No, it's just
Does it emit heat?
It's just it's just the spark is catching onto the gas, and that's it. Not anything else. So it's just following the trail of gas.
Right, but the gas isn't hot.
No, the gas.
I mean, the
doesn't
fire isn't hot from the gas.
the fire is hot, so it's probably hot as hell in there. Yeah, it's hot in there, so they couldn't stay in there. That's why they had to come out of it eventually. But it isolated the fire for at least a minute. Now, eventually, the whole shit will catch on fire.
Somebody
Sure.
bro.
Somebody should have been
It
burned.
blew up. And
should've
they just
blew
came
up.
out coughing.
Yeah, it should have blew up.
It blew up.
Like the minute, I feel like the minute a spark came, everything would have just went boom.
Yes. Yeah, this shit made no sense.
I think
Because like if it was a gas leak in here, it wouldn't like float.
Yeah, we ain't crawling out.
Yeah, if somebody
No, I
lit a
would
match
not.
and it was a gas leak in here, it's just gonna go boom.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. Go boom. You're absolutely right. It would go boom.
Y'all are hilarious.
But maybe it would circulate before it goes
No,
boom.
it's
Maybe
over for
maybe
us.
we don't see that part.
It's over for us. It's over
Y'all
for
give
us.
you give
Maybe we don't
this
see that
shit some
part.
bail, but you won't give.
But it
nothing
has
else.
to be a reason it's going boom. It has to hit something else, right?
No.
It's just gas.
Just like if you leave your stove or something on and come in, boom.
I feel like it has to be like combustion. Like it has
the
to.
combustion is the flame.
Okay, so if it was just gas just right here in this middle of this and a spark hit it, I don't think it's just gonna go boom.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's not gonna just float right there in the middle of the room. It's not X-Men. It's not gonna just.
What would make it go boom?
Because gas is
It's not
Because
not
fire
like
spreads.
I know, but I think when it spreads and it can't go anywhere else, that's when it goes
Oxygen.
boom, right? Now
No.
I'm not a chemist, so I don't
I'm not
know
either.
for sure.
Fire breathes like the air, oxygen.
I don't
so
think if we up here, I don't think it's gonna go boom. But if you're down there where most of the gas and stuff is,
That's what
then
I'm saying. If it
But the
gets-
thing about it in that place, it was like in the whole building.
Y'all are right, but I think the way it was isolated, I feel like that's what made it make sense.
I thought they hid in something.
Bro,
I thought
I
it
was
a
so
door or
annoyed by
something
this
right
part.
there. Yeah, I thought it was a door.
I'm not going down a hill with this part. I'm just saying, to me, they put the emphasis on it, so that's what sold it for me, and that's it.
And maybe that's how gas and firework, almost like when you have a can of
Yeah,
aerosol
same
spray.
thing, like aerosol spray, and it just keeps it isolated.
And, yeah, maybe.
Like even when y'all ever seen someone, or y'all
trying, Mike.
with the
I'm
finger,
trying to make it make
alcohol?
sense
No,
for
I'm saying
me.
like when you put alcohol
Yeah,
in
you
your hand,
put it
it
out
keeps
there.
the fire isolated.
You
That's
can
how
hold it.
that's how I felt about it. You ever did that before?
No, I'm not. No.
Oh, you never done that with a finger?
No, I've seen people do it.
Oh, okay, yeah,
But
yeah.
no.
I did it
palm.
before.
Yeah, you put it in your palm and
You put it in your palm, and it keeps it
got better things
isolated.
to do.
I mean, I'm a kid. I was a fucking badass kid, so I tried it.
I wouldn't burn up my fucking hand. My mom would have beat my ass.
Only reason I tried it because my
hand being
older
burnt.
cousin did it, and I was like, "Oh, my older cousin did. I could do it."
If y'all think that makes sense, that's cool. But y'all don't think a human soldier can get scared and run away. That doesn't make any sense. Got it. Okay. So let's see if y'all think this shit makes sense.
All right.
So after they meet Eric and they have some conversations with Eric, we're gonna skip ahead again. They hear a sound on a train. So Isla goes running into the train, which leads to a crazy sequence where an infected is giving birth.
Jeez.
Rod, did this make sense to you?
Man,
I mean, yeah, because I mean, infecteds want to fuck too.
man.
What's the big deal?
I mean, you know,
You saw this. You saw Alpha's dick. Of course, he gone trying to get a nut. Like, what's the big deal?
it didn't make sense to me, but they were trying to make, like, I guess maternity seems like no matter what is going on, maternity is maternity. And then there's a certain connection there. So I feel like there was like a religious thing happening right here. So I think that's all they were kind of showing for me personally.
Okay, is that what you got, Spike?
this made less sense than him taking his mama to it's like, I'm like, okay, bro. Like, I could not understand the place for this. And then it didn't even really add up to anything. So
Okay, I'll wait. I'll hold my part. Ken.
Okay.
Nah, this shit was stupid. And I think using the mom's, the mental illness maybe as a way to go in there to be this stupid, to go try to help an infected that eats people.
They don't eat people.
Well, what are they? Oh, bite or whatever it is. These things attack humans, and they're out here in this wilderness with nothing but, threats. And she's in there screaming, and you go in there to help her have a baby. Even though afterwards she did turn on him, so maybe they kind of explained it at the end that the only thing she was focused on, the infected, was giving the baby, and she couldn't. The last thing she worried about is trying to attack them. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's some bail I can give it, but nah, I'm like, what in the hell are you doing?
Yeah, this part pissed me off. This is when when you had the turning point much earlier. Mm-hmm. This, I was like, come on, dude. Come on, dude. You're trying to make us believe that she's so out of it that she hears the sound of an infected. That's what it sounded like.
Goes to it.
And says, let me go see what this is.
And lock fingers.
With it. What are we fucking doing?
Sounds like she needs my help.
This I thought followed up right after the fucking gas scene. I was like, this movie is irritating me. I don't like this. I liked the idea of the infected getting pregnant. I liked the idea of the infected giving birth to an uninfected child. I thought that was dope because it traces back to the first film where they're making references to,
Everybody don't have the everybody's not past the gene.
No. I think so. The whole kind of like metaphor of the first film was people being outraged at other people, other humans, right? So, somebody being racist, somebody being homophobic, someone being whatever, right? So I think what they're trying to say is babies don't have that ability. Like the baby comes out, why would it have rage? It doesn't even understand what the world is yet. So there's no rage for it to have. So I like that aspect. I did not like any of the other parts. It made zero sense for the mom to go inside there, see an infected pregnant thing, lock hands, and then help it deliver a baby. I get she's maternal or whatever, but this shit was stupid. Couldn't we just be walking by and then we stumble upon this thing has just given birth to this baby, and then she just goes and grabs the baby, and then he kills the infected, and they try to... Why couldn't we just do that? Mm-hmm. But making me think, the mom just goes inside to go fucking give an infected some help. What are we doing? So then Eric comes over, tries to kill it. Alpha ends up yanking him up out the ceiling, tearing his head off, and then runs down there, dick dangling, and chases them through the train.
Eric was a funny character while he lasted.
Oh yeah.
I think he was a good.
It was like, she can walk.
Yeah, he's good comedic relief.
That was funny.
No, he was good.
He's like, when she was calling him dad, he was like, "This is weird."
Yeah,
shit. I was thinking the same thing. Like, what the fuck wrong with her? But yeah, so then they end up. The Alpha chases after him, and they end up running into Dr. Kelson. So, Spike, what'd you think of the initial encounter between Dr. Kelson and our crew? This when he shoots the Alpha.
He shot the arrow with it, and he was like staggering still.
Yeah,
I like that they showed that he was experienced out here in this world, knew what to like make him stall and stuff, but it didn't fit the bill for like how they explained him as like crazy doctor. Like it was way too immediate that he was helpful versus they could have like maybe shown that he was a threat like they were explaining, because they explained him a lot differently, I feel like, from what he was. Of course, granted, they didn't know what he was doing with the bodies, and it was a memoriam and everything of that nature, but they explained him a lot crazier, and he never really was that. He immediately was helping them.
Yeah, because they were lying.
Yeah,
no, that's fair.
Yeah.
But
I think that always
as a viewer, I still wanted to be like intrigued a little bit more. Like,
you weren't when the dude showed up covered in something that's red.
Iodine. He said it immediately when it was.
He did, but didn't you think that was kind of weird? Like he's covered in iodine.
He said it but
I know.
See, that's what I'm saying. All his explanations were quick, and like there was no mystery surrounding him. And I think there should have been.
You wanted to think he was a threat.
Yeah, maybe for he just a little bit. So
okay,
yeah, they immediately revealed him as a good guy.
Gotcha.
I don't know that. I mean, you could tell they were lying because he was just waving at him. So it made sense for him not to be a threat at all. So I think what could have worked was them probably seeing him doing something crazy that maybe having the same experience
other
they did
people
to a little
seen
bit.
from
But
the
nah, I think him being the way he is made sense because I felt like that's what he was always, and that they just saw something weird, they didn't understand it, and they just made assumptions.
Yep.
Which makes a lot of sense. But I love the information that he had because he learned a lot, and he could be very, very helpful to them.
Yeah.
With the red dye or iodine or whatever, the morphine slowing him down. How he keeps getting morphine, I don't know, but nevertheless, I wanted to know more about what he knows about them, and I didn't really get a lot of that.
Same for you, Rod?
What saying? Because this lot was said.
Well, what did you think of the encounter?
I thought the counter was cool. I never thought that the doctor was probably on the crazy side. Well, yeah, I didn't think he was going to be what they said he was going to be. I figured that he would be somewhat helpful, so that wasn't surprising. I thought it was interesting that he wasn't trying to kill the alphas, and he was just kind of letting the land be the land, and he just kind of existing in it. So it was just, I thought that element was really cool. And I really like what he was doing and the idea behind the skulls. I thought it was like a beauty behind it, what he was doing, because we look at bones and skeleton as this scary thing, but the way he explained it, I was just like, oh man, that's actually fucking beautiful. Like what he's doing and how he's cherishing, that or whatever. And then also somehow we all the same deep down. It was just so it just explained a lot. I was like, damn, that's kind of deep, whatever. So yeah, I like that part.
Yep, I'm with you 100%. Yeah, I like that part a lot too, where he's saying that, all of these skulls, they had thoughts and experiences, so we should respect that.
Yes.
I thought that was cool. I did not, however, think it was cool that he didn't go ahead and kill that alpha. That shit was goofy to me. I get that he respects all life, but fuck that. That's an alpha, and he's clearly trying to kill y'all. Kill that motherfucker. Oh no, this is Rufus. Fuck that. Fuck that. Rufus got to die today. That's some bullshit. But so Kelson inspects Isla, and we find out that her problem stemmed from her having cancer, which is spread to the brain. So Ken, what did you think of the whole scene where Kelson has to take her out?
Well, at this point, I'm annoyed because I'm like, okay, so this movie was basically about all for nothing. He did all this shit for nothing, and like now he basically brought his mom out there to die. He basically killed his mom. So it is what it is. Like I was like, and then I was like, I think this is the whole movie. Like it's just about this supposedly beautiful moment between the mom and the son and this doctor. Is like where's the fucking threats? Like give me something, bro. What the hell is this? This is supposed to be a love story? Get the fuck out of here. And then he was all cool. Well, he shot the shit out of that kid. He darted that kid up. But I was just like, man, this shit's stupid.
All right, you agree with that, Spike?
Yes. Like,
All right.
did he give a time frame when he thought she was gonna die?
He said
He didn't. Yeah.
He said soon.
He said soon.
So I'm gonna kill her
for him
today
know.
then. Like that. Like
Well, he had to. It was probably the most humanitarian thing to do, but nevertheless, I still don't like that. I still don't like the fact that was the movie.
he probably could have had more time with his mom had he just stayed on the island, and then we wouldn't have to go through none of this shit, man. You
Well,
could
his
have
mom
just
would
been
have
at
been
home.
suffering in pain, Spike.
She still suffered in pain
Nah,
on the
she
way
dead,
there,
bro.
On the way there, she only got a couple of minutes of not suffering. That's when he killed her and dragged her off to whatever it may be.
And she got never mind.
I don't know. Like I'm what Ken was saying. I just don't. If that was the climax of the movie, I'm like, bro, come on, it's not what we signed up for.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
Rod, did you already go?
No, I didn't. But I'm with y'all. Like it just, he basically just brought her all the way there to have somewhat of a
Humane death.
yes, and that
Was
was
it
it.
Dr. Kevorkian is the right.
But it went along with everything he was saying about giving her. Well, I don't know. The village probably had a good way of doing their dead too, though. So I mean,
Clearly not.
You don't think so?
Nah, because they didn't even they didn't know what was wrong with her, and they weren't even trying to figure it out.
Well, I'm
They
talking
were
about the
just
people
letting her
that
sit there
died, though. The people that died. I'm sure they probably have burial grounds and stuff like that there.
Sure, but his mom would have suffered until she died.
But they didn't have no doctors in the village, didn't they?
None. That was the whole reason he took her out there.
Right?
He got the answers he was looking for.
Yeah, he
got
did.
a whole lot more than that though.
He did.
So do you think he would have been mad at his dad if his dad had said later, let's just put her out of misery?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
So what's the difference?
The
His
difference
dad's not
is his
a
dad
doctor.
did exactly.
It's
His
like
dad
you said, he's
doesn't-
12. He don't know no difference.
Bro.
He knows what a doctor is.
I mean, we
Like,
don't know. Like,
But Spike, there's a big difference.
I would have told him I'm a doctor. I was his dad. Look, I was a doctor before you were born. Your mom ain't got no way out. We just got to take her out.
Some more lies, Spike.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Go
Spike,
ahead.
there's a big difference in putting your mom down after.
like she's a dog.
I got another one.
yeller.
I got another one we can bring.
We gonna
That's
bring her
what I'm
right in.
saying. Like Spike, you seen his dad's out, getting his own version of infected on eating shit.
Damn.
So he's seen his dad cheating and shit like that, and then his dad come in and say, "Yeah, we gotta take
on
your
out,
mom
bro.
out, bro. She's suffering."
Probably waited too
He ain't gonna
late.
believe any of that shit.
Man.
But a doctor says it. Yeah, it's professional. We listen to doctors and believe all the shit they say all the time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I fully disagree with all of you on this scene. I thought this scene was beautiful. I thought the fact that he took her out there to try to save her, and he essentially did save her. We don't know how long she would have been suffering. The doctor said soon. We don't know what the fuck soon is. Soon could be another week, 2 weeks. We have no idea how long she would have been sitting up there in that room by herself in pain. This is the best thing for her, which is why she was so quick to accept, like, yeah, take me out. Fuck this. I am in excruciating pain. If this is cancer, we know that this is painful. And in real life, it's painful. And they got pain meds. She has nothing. So she has just been suffering for who knows how long. I thought him explaining there are many types of deaths and not all of them are peaceful. And when he takes her out and then gives Spike the skull, and Spike climbs to the top of the bone tower to put the skull at the top, and then he turns the skull to look at the sun, I thought that was a beautiful scene. Now, is this the movie we signed up for, Spike? No.
Okay.
No, not at all. I had to adjust my expectations by this point and be like, all right, this is what we have. But I thought following the two bullshit ass scenes before this, I thought this scene was great. I would take this over the floating fire and, I forgot what the other part that pissed me off. The baby shit. Way more. And then you have the whole transfer into life. She just helped bring a life into the world that's going to be better off not being with this infected ass parents, because you don't know what the fuck Alpha Dick might do. And now she has to trade herself for that child. So I thought this scene was great. But
I think he says soon because he knew he was about to kill her ass. Well, how long she got soon? Because she ain't going back.
Right.
Took her out. And then he brought his ass back an ornament.
So
Been mad as hell.
just to be clear, y'all think it's more realistic for him to go all the way out there, talk to the doctor, believe the doctor, and not be mad that the doctor killed his brother, versus his dad, who he's known his whole life, saying, hey, son, we have to put your mom out of her misery.
His dad has betrayed him.
What if he did it before that?
That's different, but
What if he did it that morning before they left?
why would Spike listen to him?
oh no, exactly.
Why wouldn't he? It's his dad.
Because his dad is not
so
a
he
doctor.
believe he don't even know what a doctor
His dad
is.
pre-
He's
but-
He does
12.
know, Spike, he does know what a doctor is.
Yes,
He's
he
clearly
does.
said.
Yeah. He knew what
He
a
has
doctor
he
was.
has an idea of what a doctor
And he knows
is.
his dad's not that idea because his dad has. You think if his dad right now all of a sudden said, "Hey, son, I ain't told you this in 12 years, but
I'm a doctor.
I'm
yeah.
a doctor."
Yeah, he's supposed to be able to get that off.
His son's not the kid.
No,
the kid.
Spike.
He's a kid, but he's not stupid.
Your head doctor.
Operating on that pussy. He's
I
not
just think-
stupid.
I just think if that was the outcome that Spike was looking for,
It wasn't.
but that's what happened.
Yeah, but that's not the outcome he was looking for. What he was looking for was this doctor, in his mind, his childlike mind, just like any kid, whether y'all believe it or not, in the real world, you get sick no matter what it is. the first thing you think is a doctor not
Can help
only
me.
can,
Can help
he will fix this.
Yep.
So in his brain, he's like, all I got to do is get mom from here to there and she'll be fixed.
And he got a taste of reality.
Yeah,
I feel
he
like
did.
if his dad had known that was going to be the outcome, he would have
didn't.
did it a long time ago. He was like, bro, I just kill her. And we, like,
His dad probably thought, like Ken's been saying this whole time, that she had mental illness. That's probably what his dad thought, that she was just crazy. And eventually she was going to just die up in that room and we can move on.
Mm-hmm.
But at no point was his dad going to say, hey, let's go put her out of her misery. And if he did tell Spike that, Spike would have never forgave him.
He was trying to wait it out. Plus,
He was trying to wait it out,
He
exactly.
definitely wouldn't have listened to him after the sequence of events that we
no,
had
not
to
at
let
all.
them out there.
Not at all.
If that what you were asking?
No, but he was
I'll
saying,
say
what if he did
before.
before that?
Like,
Oh.
what if it didn't even draw out that long? And as soon as she started getting really bad, he had pulled him to the side. Like, look, this is what we got to do.
Spike may have gotten over it at some point.
Yeah.
But I think in this moment, in your scenario, he probably would have got over it.
Mm-hmm.
In the reality of what's happening in the movie, I don't think he would have ever forgave him.
Mm-hmm.
If he was like, yeah, I got to put your mom out. But yeah, I like this whole scene a lot. But after we have another run-in with an alpha, which I fucking hated. This is where they're buried under or they're hiding underground and the alpha's slamming him into the fucking top and then they had to like tranquilize him again. I was like, man, if y'all don't kill this motherfucker. But my biggest issue with this part, as I'll go and get this out the way, how come the alpha has never gone in there before?
And I don't know.
That shit made zero sense to me. I didn't see any barriers or nothing. And that dude's been doing that this whole fucking time.
I thought it was because of the baby.
Who had a bridge?
The doctor had a bridge to keep him out, but I guess the alpha was probably desperate because he had the child.
I thought he wanted his baby that bad.
He
That's how I
did,
took
but I'm
it.
saying, but the alphas, they just want to kill motherfuckers. So I'm supposed to believe that the alpha this whole time has seen there's a fire, this dude, there's smells, all types of shit, noise, and I've never, ever, ever gone over
I'm with
there.
you on this.
He does shit to keep them out.
Like what?
Let's say the bridge that they crossed, that was to keep them out.
But it didn't work because the alpha got in there. So
He
we're supposed
did.
to.
No. I'm saying it did keep him out. But he was desperate this time because they had the baby.
How does the bridge keep him out?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly.
It was
how.
doing
That's
some
just what
type of, he said the bridge did something to keep him out. That's what he
But
said.
So then it clearly doesn't work.
yeah, because
Yeah,
the
I
alpha
get it.
was
Because
there.
the alphas earlier chased Jamie and what's his face? Spike.
right.
Oh.
They chased Jamie and Spike through the water. That motherfucker wasn't desperate. He just wanted to kill. So we're supposed to believe that this other alpha has just been hanging out in this field. And it's like, oh, there's a bridge. Let me not fuck up. Let me leave that alone.
All I'm saying, I'm just going by what he said, what the doctor said.
Yeah, I got what the doctor said. I'm saying it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, okay.
And it's a shitty plot hole.
All I can go by what he said with the iodine, all that shit. All I can do is say like he's
Then why couldn't you go with the dude being scared? Y'all pick and choose what y'all go with.
he's the doctor. We said this earlier, right?
No, I didn't like this scene.
I didn't either. I was confused as shit. I was like, well, why did you be attacked? Why didn't you get attacked before? Like, that don't make any sense.
Yeah, like, yeah. I don't
It wasn't the baby element. He didn't. That's what he said. Y'all got to go.
That shit was funny.
Yeah,
He's like,
Because I was thinking it in my
gotta-
head.
Right.
Y'all gotta leave.
Right. He's like, I wouldn't have these problems before. Like I don't kill them. I just tranquilize them. But now y'all got this baby here. Nah, y'all got to fucking go.
And who knows, like, after this, because he still didn't kill the alpha. Mm-hmm. So, and now the baby gone. So, they might raid his whole set, bro.
My thing is that at some point the alpha's gonna figure out where the baby is.
Yeah.
So the baby is back there with the whole village.
Yeah.
So that alpha's gonna go fuck that village up trying to get that baby back.
And why wouldn't they go back to the village? Well, I guess because the baby, I guess we can implore add the movie logic here. I guess since the baby's not there, he has no reason to go back there. But still, I'm like, bro, you open yourself up to a whole new threat now.
Yeah, that was goofy as fuck. Especially if the doctor said, yeah, the reason he's acting like this is because y'all got this baby.
Mm-hmm.
So then the kid's like, okay, well, I'll go take the baby back to the one spot and just drop it off. I guess in his kid brain, he's thinking, well,
They'll protect
there's
it.
people up there. Yeah, they'll be able to protect it. But I just didn't like the fact that Alpha seemed to get through there pretty easily. He didn't seem fucked up, wasn't limping. He ran through that bitch like, where's my fucking kid?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, bro, this is a little bit too convenient. But yeah, Spike heads back with the baby, and we have a 28-day time jump. where we find out that Spike has left the baby at home and he set off on his own. So I can already tell that y'all probably hated this shit too. But I'm a save Spike. I'm gonna start with Rod. What did you think about this?
Man, take your ass home. Take your ass home. God damn, like what else do you have to do? What else has to happen to you for you not to take your ass home? I understand you mad at your daddy, you got daddy issues and all that, man. Fucking like I know it's a movie and we gotta, this is probably how, he's gonna survive in this world and all this, and he's gonna become like supreme fucking man infected hunter or whatever. And and so I'll just hang on to that or whatever. But it still was stupid. It was still stupid.
Okay.
He think he grown now. He think he survived, and he really didn't. But he's starting to learn and pick up on things and survive because we've seen him being more comfortable now with killing. Because when the zombies started running at him, he shot a couple, and then when he realized
he almost died again.
Yeah, but he was about to run this time. So he was about to climb that wall and get out of there. And then, of course, there comes Jimmy. But, I think is, he's there now. And also, there's a story of fathers and sons here. Like, you go back to the beginning with the priest and Jimmy. And then you have this one with the dad and now Spike. Where they all go off on their own and they learn how to survive and become quote unquote men. And I think that's kind of what I'm getting, especially when Jimmy popped up.
So Spike, did you like him? Did you like him leaving?
No. Like Rod said, take your ass home. I didn't like anything about him taking the baby there and leaving again. I did think it interesting that his dad chased after him though. But
he didn't chase all the way.
Yeah,
He tried. He got about.
He knew that water
was high.
He knew that water was high, Mike.
He knew when to give up
for real.
He knew when to give up.
He did that shit on purpose.
I'm not gonna die for him now.
He said, "But I'm gonna wait till the tide high and I can't cross. That way I can just say I tried. I gave it my best. He ain't tried."
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, it didn't work for me.
But well, at the same time though, what is there to go back to, Spike? His dad is a piece of shit to his eyes now. His mom is dead. His mom's not there. And the whole town, according to him and how he perceives it, lies to him. There ain't shit there for me.
Safety.
I don't think he cares anymore.
So
I think Ken hit it on the nose when he said he thinks he's being a man. I think that was the point. At this point, him going out and helping his mom, to him, I think he saw this as him being a man. Because he looks at his dad and says, that version of being a man, I don't want that. This version of I set out to help my mom to cure her, but that didn't work, but I still helped her. She's no longer in pain. So, and I can't go back here because everybody just lies to me. Again, I have to reinforce we're dealing with a fucking homeschooled child. It completely made sense that he would do something this stupid. And think I'm a go. The only thing that didn't make sense to me a lot, that really bugged me, is these motherfuckers were like Lord of the Rings. They never ran out of arrows.
That's what I wondered too.
At no point, I'm thinking they're gonna do like Daryl Dixon, stop and pick them shits up. Nah, they just bop and keep going.
I was wondering when he was making them. Like, was he making the arrows or something?
This was irritating the shit out of me, but whatever. But yeah, I had no problem with that. Like you'd sooner look at his dad as the epitome of a man. You know what I'm saying? Because he's strong and he's good looking and he's brave and he gets, quote unquote, he gets bitches. But who's he actually helping? Spike wanted to help his mom. His dad ain't helping shit.
His dad tried to help him.
Not really. His dad was just trying to make him, quote unquote, a man. And that's it. Like, his dad ain't doing shit. So this worked for me. Did I think it was stupid? Of course it was stupid. But I think everything that kids do is stupid. So this takes us to the end of the film, where we see Spike getting attacked by some infected. He popped off, man. He got a couple of them, my boy Spike. He got a couple of them. Yeah. But a bunch of these motherfuckers come running, and he runs off, and he gets cornered by a wall. But then he's saved by this blonde pimp with a cross around his neck, and then he has a whole group of these goofy ass fucking Power Ranger ass looking motherfuckers that start backflipping and jumping around and killing the zombies. And then the movie ends with, since you didn't know this, that's Jimmy from the beginning. That's
Which
the
one?
kid.
The cross.
The one with the cross
Really?
around his neck. Yeah.
That's the one that the dad gave him the cross, the little boy.
How y'all know that?
Because he had the cross.
Ah,
But he turned upside down.
Got it.
So yeah, so that's, and I'll explain who that's supposed to be in a minute. But the movie ends with Jimmy saying, "Let's be friends."
Jeez.
So I'll go ahead and get Spike out the way. I assume you didn't like this end, Spike.
This was I just took it that they completely mailed it in. They like, we just want to go all the way left. Like we took y'all a little bit to the left. I'm going all the way now with the tracksuits and the funny accents and whatever it may be. Yeah, I didn't like this. It did make me wonder what else was out there though on the mainland. Like what else was going on, and I thought we get more of this in this movie, but it did. That was the one thing about it that was intriguing. It's like if these people, these Swedish gangsters out here, I wonder like what other type of little cliques and militias that they got out here too.
Okay. Rod, did you like this ending?
It was okay. I was a little annoyed because we didn't see Jimmy throughout the whole thing. I wasn't annoyed. Once I settled into the other story that they told, I'm like, okay, they're just gonna set it up to tell about Jimmy in the next one or whatever. So it did make me feel like, okay, what was the point of the of the beginning if you're just gonna bring them back at the absolute end? I think they could have did that a little smoother than that. But I think the other thing, Spike, that we didn't mention is that that's probably who tied up that person inside that building.
Yeah, because the other word Jimmy carved on him.
Yeah. So yeah. So it was fine, but them jumping around and all that extra shit was super goofy. I was not feeling that at all. So I hope they work on that part, like make them a little bit more interesting than that silly shit.
Kind of took you out the movie, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think they should just make them just a little different, like, make them seem like they're seasoned and killing, but just the way they were doing it just seemed real silly to me.
You agree with that, Ken, or did you like the end?
Well, I think it makes sense they're doing a part two. I didn't know at the time I was watching the movie, but I started to kind of figure out that they was probably going to come back because why would he do that? I did wonder where Jimmy was, and seeing this new version of Jimmy is interesting. In a couple of these movies, we've seen a lot of like cultish type communities. This town has some very cultish ways. Jimmy's group of bandits or whatever they are have some cultish like things as well, in their own way, with the upside down cross and the costumes that they're wearing and all the extra over the top killings and stuff like that. So I think this was a way to introduce you to who they are and to prepare you for what is to come in the next movie. So different tone, different style than we've ever seen. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does with this, to kind of go, like Mike said, Power Rangers.
I hated this. I fucking hated this. This made me unreasonably angry. I don't understand why the fuck they chose to make this turn. So this is what made me not like the movie. If this was not there, I would have walked away being like, oh, okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. There were certain parts that didn't make sense to me, certain parts that annoyed me, but that was pretty good. That ending was fucking stupid. And like Rod said, if you want to introduce them in this way, fine. But what's with the extreme tone shift? All of a sudden, this is a fucking comedy. Because there's no way anyone is expecting the audience to take this seriously.
It's like,
Yeah, oh, they changed the music. You're right. They play like that goofy music. And I was like, oh my God. I was fucking hot, y'all. I was hot.
It changed the whole tone of the movie.
The entire tone of the movie. And with me, an ending can ruin an entire film, and that's what this ending did. Now, let me give you a little bit of context for this before we close this out. This is apparently a reference to Jimmy Savile. He's a TV personality from the UK. He was on Top of the Pops. I don't know if y'all remember that show. But a lot of folks saw this guy as this great guy, this very charitable guy. But then after his death, like a few years after his death, he had hundreds of allegations come out against him. And he was then labeled as one of the UK's most prolific sexual predators. This motherfucker had victims from 5 to 55.
Damn.
Okay. Now, am I sure what the fuck they were trying to say with this? No idea. Maybe this sinks in and works better for people in the UK. I'm not sure if this is them trying to make comment on corruption. If this is them trying to say like, okay, this guy looks friendly on the outside, but Spike might be in trouble because this guy's actually a bad guy. I don't know what the fuck they're trying to say with this, but this was not the way to end a movie, y'all. I'm sorry. Look, Fulci can do shit like this because there's zombie films where it's like there's random kung fu and it's like, what the fuck? But that was in the fucking 70s and 80s. Okay, we're in 2025. This shit did not fucking work at all.
Yeah, trying to hook people for part 2, and I didn't know it was a trilogy when you mentioned it earlier,
Right.
At all. Maybe it could have served better to you. Would it serve better for you guys if it was like a mid or post credit scene?
No, because anything that they did with that scene would have pissed me off just as bad. Because it's just like, why is this here? Why are you shifting the tone of the film? Like, this was a very serious, heartfelt, poignant film. And then you add this Power Rangers shit. Yeah. Why? Now, if they say in the second one that this is a fever dream that Spike is having, fine, I'll ride with it. But if this is really happening and these motherfuckers are floating around on sticks and spinning around and doing really dances, cutting their heads off, no. This is stupid.
I think that they thought that there was going to be a segment of people that did want, like, that would be intrigued by this, especially since you said it's a trilogy.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I'm really anxious to see what that is. And then there's a lot of people that it turned off. Like, what?
I grabbed my stuff with so much passion. I was like, what the fuck? And just stormed out of that fucking theater. So yeah, that's it. Are y'all even remotely interested in the second one?
No.
Yeah, no, I am.
I thought this was the reason I was so excited about this one. I thought this was going to conclude the story.
Me too.
I thought it would go days, months, days, weeks, years.
Me
boom.
Too.
You get a conclusive ending. Either the virus is going to be here forever, or they ended it, and that's the end of the story. But to make 3 more movies from this is insane.
Yeah, the next one's going to be called Bone Temple, so I assume it's going to focus on the Doctor. Mm-hmm. But I liked a lot of the other stuff. I liked the infected. I liked the alphas. It made sense to me that they have now evolved into mating because every animal mates. So all of this made sense, and I thought it was so fascinating. And then this. So I'm probably gonna watch the next ones. I don't know if I'll go to the theater for it because I was really angry, but I don't know. I'm that's why I'm kind of middle of the road on this film. But that's my final thought. Anybody got any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
As far as me going to see it, this isn't my type of movie, but I was able to stand it or whatever. So it's like, no, I'm not gonna rush to see it. I probably wouldn't even saw it if we didn't have to review it. I'm glad that we did review it. That's made me kind of go watch something different than what I normally would watch. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if we review it, sure. But is this something that I would just go to the movies just to see on my own accord? Nah.
Yeah. Well, all right, there you have it, folks. Yeah, go ahead and let us know your thoughts, but only if you're an open-minded critique, unlike some other folks we've seen. But let us know what y'all thought of the film. Let us know what you thought of our thoughts, and we will be back with the next one. We will see y'all next time. We out.
Peace.
Peace.
Later.